And you've just heard the Human Condition Memento version by Stina Marie Claire. And I'm delighted to be joined by Stina now. Hello.
Hello.
So, the original version of the Human Condition was on your EP, A Souvenir of a Terrible Year. Tell us about this Memento version.
Yeah, so the original EP that was made during lockdown, first kind of thing that I had ever made, self-produced, and played all the instruments on and kind of as an experiment, um, made with the help from my patron that I'd set up to create this EP as a sort of avatar pop star, I guess, where you could decide what kind of instruments were used and what the kind of vibe of the song. And we actually made like four really great songs that I thought. But I always thought in the back of my head that wouldn't it be so amazing if we could bring these songs to life with like a full band or like in a different way, like in a reimagined way. And then come when we were able to start gigging again, we did do that because we played a couple of shows with the band. So I wanted to do something that was different from Honeyblood. So um, I got in touch with Laura Jane Wilkie, who's an incredible, not just fiddle player, she's a fabulous fiddle player, but also to arrange
Yeah.
the songs. Um, Personally, because it's something I'd always wanted to do, just like hear what my songs would be like with strings, and what that could bring to them. But yeah, I was really blown away by what she made. And we did these shows, and we also recorded them, with her and Alice Allen playing cello and also Craig Harkness playing drums. And really, it's just an extension of my kind of experimenting and see where we could take it. I've never done like a reimagined song before, so that was something brand new for me. But yeah, and now years later, we're releasing it on vinyl.
So, this was recorded years previously. This has been sitting there because I watched the video before we were due to talk, and I saw Laura Jane and saw Alice in the video, and I kind of just assumed this was being done just for this album, but the songs were there already.
Yeah, so we did that a few years back and with not really sure what I was going to do with it. And Robert and I run Ice Blink Luck, which is the label that we're releasing. It's like a self-release, a labor of love. But we all know how difficult it is to do all those things, with stolen hours and meetings and when we can grab a moment together. So it's been something that we've had on the cards for a long time, but it's really nice to finally be able to put a song out and really give it the time and dedication that it deserves. And yeah, just like finding the right moment to like dedicate to this. Um, it's been really lovely. And it's sort of an anniversary, isn't it? 5 years since all that kicked off. So yeah, it just felt like a right time to do it.
And it was recorded at McArts, is that right? McArts?
Yes, yeah. Mac Arts is primarily a music venue based in the Scottish borders, and it is a magical place. And
Yeah.
if you guys have never been to a gig there, you are missing out. It's one of my favorite grassroots music venues in Scotland, in the UK. Can I say that? And I love the place, and I was very fortunate enough to record there. So the back room, which is what you see in the music video, kind
Mhm.
of cutaway shots of us performing it because we did actually record it live, is actually from the back room, which is known as the the best green room in Scotland, I think. It's so beautiful. Can you believe that that's a green room for uh, a music venue? Um, but yeah, it's a fabulous place, and I've recorded quite a bit there. So yeah, it's definitely sounds like it was recorded in a chapel.
Yeah, no, it absolutely does. And you're absolutely right as well. If people are perhaps in the central belt and think, oh, Shields is quite a trick, it's really worth it to see some music there. And so you're going to release a double EP exclusively on vinyl?
Yes. Yeah. So the first EP, A Souvenir of a Terrible Year, came out in 2021. So that's out. It's went
Right.
on streaming. We did a release for it. Came out on Ice Blink Luck. It was the second thing Ice Blink Luck had ever put out, I think. And um it I mean, amazing experience, and great to have it out in the world. This second EP is like those four tracks, but reimagined, as we said, with the string arrangements. One song, The Human Condition, that you've played, is out now and available on all streaming platforms. But the three other tracks are going to be um, exclusive to vinyl. Let's see, so you won't be able to access them through streaming platforms.
And there's a limited time for this. This show's going out
Yeah.
on the 25th, midnight of the 31st of May. Is that right?
Yeah, I like to make things difficult, obviously. It's a challenge. Yeah, so you can pre-order the vinyl until the 31st of May, and then we will be shutting pre-orders, and then we'll see there'll be a limited amount of vinyl that gets made. So it may not be the case that you'll miss out on it completely, but we're only doing one run at Seabass Vinyl, which I've never made a vinyl there before, so I'm really excited to make one in my home country. Um, yeah, so it'll be very, very limited stock. So if you want to guarantee one, you have to get it before the 31st,
Yeah.
essentially.
To avoid disappointment, get in as quickly as you can.
Exactly.
And Seabass Final is a name that comes up a lot. We've had them on the radio show to talk about what they do, but they really seem to be almost a central part of people releasing music, well, particularly obviously on vinyl. Is that what you've experienced?
Yeah, so this is our first time working with them. I'm just super excited about it because I made three records with Honeyblood and they've all been vinyl releases, and I'm really passionate about vinyl. And I just think it's just super exciting. I'm very excited to be able to go
Mm.
and watch it um be pressed, you know. I think that I've been watching people's videos on social media of that happening. I just think, wow, what an experience. So yeah, well it's great what they're doing. I totally support it 100%, and think it's an amazing thing for Scotland to have its own one. And hopefully it will encourage younger bands to make vinyl and make it more accessible for them as well, and keep vinyl as alive as possible, because for me as a music maker, I just think there's nothing better
Yeah.
than having it in your hand
And I've seen some of those
and
videos.
playing it, obviously.
Well, I've seen some of those videos as well, and we're so excited to see their vinyl. It's almost like the vinyl equivalent of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and they're kind of making people's dreams come true.
It is so that it is exactly that. So yeah, and we're doing this hopefully as well. I'll be able to bring some of my patron community along, very, very select few to be able to see that. So yeah, it's a bit golden ticket vibes, isn't it?
Excellent. Yeah, it really is. I've just realised we've talked about the vinyl and when it's coming out, but where can people get it? We should let them know.
Yeah, so we're doing this through Bandcamp, but you can access through my website, so honeyblood.net, and get all of the information that you need there. But yeah, it's Bandcamp that we're doing the shop through.
And you mentioned Ice Blink Luck, the label you do with Robert Kirkpatrick. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah. So me and Robert set up Ice Blink Luck in December or November 2019. And we didn't actually set it up as we set it up as a music company, and we had like all these grand plans of putting on loads of gigs, and doing it more as for events. And obviously that got snookered. And so naturally we went for another sale foolproof business model, which is to be a record label. And Yeah, we run Ice Blink Luck as a way of um spending time together at this point, I think. Because we're the best of friends. But yeah, it's been very exciting just to learn the other side after working kind of as a musician and an artist for such a long period of time to kind of be able to experiment and have kind of like more control over what happens in the business side has been really enjoyable and a learning curve. And obviously, it's a lot of work. It's been difficult as well at times, but yeah, it's just been really fun to be um, part of that part of the industry and the ecosystem that I didn't really deal with before, being just purely an artist. But and yeah, I'm loving it.
And have you seen major changes in the way music is kind of released over the years that you've been making it and releasing it?
Oh yeah, I feel like a dinosaur now. I'm like, I've been making music. I mean, my first album came out 10 years ago last year, so now it's 11 years. And I feel like that's long in the industry. I feel like that's a long time. But yeah, I have. I think that vinyl is such a um a medium that will always be cherished and is so important to music lovers and also to the music lovers that I connect with. So
Yeah.
like I really feel like I'm very blessed to have this um fan base, I guess, that are just so like-minded to myself. I feel like I'm very blessed to have that. So if I think something is cool, they probably think it's cool as well. Like we're on the same page, which is great. So, but I mean, I released Honeyblood's stuff. First thing we ever released was on cassette, um, and yeah, I feel like it's definitely physical is still very important, but as streaming and um whatever twists and turns that takes, we'll see in the future. And gosh, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on political wise with music and um, AI and things like that. And I just, yeah, it's a bit of a minefield at the moment, but at least doing a vinyl only release feels like a kind of like my small way of like retaining some sort of um power over the big bad bosses. Do you know what I mean? With our little tiny label, we're like, we're gonna do this.
And I think, a limited edition vinyl release is the perfect way to do that.
Yeah, I think so. And I think there's something really special about doing small runs. And I always thought that. Um, because in the past I've done like record store releases and things like that. And they always end up on eBay every time. But that's because they're like people value them, people love them. So like I guess maybe some people just want to sell them. But yeah, and I've got pals as well who've made things and they only did like small releases and even they don't have a copy of things and it ends up on eBay or whatever. But I just feel like the whole idea of the EPs was this one of the songs on the EP is called Souvenir.
Hmm.
The title was of the first EP was taken from the cover, which is the Sunday's cover. Here's where the story ends, and it's a souvenir of a terrible year is the EP title. And it was actually my patron that decided on the EP name for this one, which is Memento. And I just think, what's more of like a perfect memento than a vinyl?
Yeah.
So it made total sense.
And I think that thing you said earlier about fans, if you like it, you think the people that like you will like it. When I heard your label was Ice Blink Luck, and I think, well, that's a Cocktail Twins song, way. And then you've got the
Yeah.
Sundays reference, perhaps my all-time favorite album. I just absolutely love it. These things do matter. People do kind of love to make those connections, I think, musically.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's one thing that I've learned in my career is that like if to trust your own gut of what you think works and what you think like feels right and feels good. And yeah, like Iceberg Lock is the name. That's just like such an important um it's a important song, important album, important band to me and Robert, and like it just felt like really connects. And I think that if you can't go really wrong with if you meet someone and they're like, oh yeah, I really love Cocktail Twins, you're like, well, you're my person then, and I'm going to get on with you. And same with the Sundays, you know, like if you
Yeah.
love that sort of music, then you're definitely found your right people. So yeah, I think that that's what's so great about having a musical community, is that you know that they share the same vibe as you.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to Memento and these live versions of the songs, have you played them live aside from the recording? Would you have plans to maybe do that?
So we did two gigs in 2022, 20, yeah, it would have been 22. Um, I can't remember now because they got cancelled, obviously, and then got rebooked. But we did two gigs. We did one at Summer Hall and we did one at the CCA for Celtic Connections. And they were great. And we all really enjoyed them. And it was just such a lovely way to like kind of round off. And I think people didn't knew that there was more Stina Marie Claire stuff coming, because the people that were at that gigs were like, wow, this is so great to hear the songs with strings and full band. But I didn't mention that I'd recorded them at that time. Um, but we don't have any plans to play any more gigs. We possibly may do in the future, it depends. But yeah, I would love to. Um, but no plans at the moment. I can't say any more than that.
Fair enough. Are there plans or anything you're doing at the moment that you can tell us about? Or is it all kind of top secret?
It's all so top secret. I'm doing it, to be honest, music wise, I'm doing a lot. I've kicked off quite a few things again. So there will be more from me, hopefully, because I know I've been a bit AWOL for a wee while. But yeah, I can't say anything.
That's all
Just
right.
this final, and then know that there's more coming up the road, but I can't talk about it until don't count your chickens until they're hatched, I guess. So I won't.
Well, I respect that and I look forward to hearing the news when it comes out. But you're absolutely right. For now, all the focus is on the human condition, the single that's out, that which we heard earlier on, and we're going to hear another track in a moment. But for now, thanks, Stina. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me.
Thank you.